The episode begins with an archaeological excavation site in 1996. A group of researchers, led by Professor Sawyer, are examining a curious geological stratum, speculating whether it's a natural formation or man-made, noticing an eerie face-like pattern in the layers. A young research assistant, Yamauka, unearths a strange, old skull belonging to a child, which seems to be linked to the weird formation. Professor Sawyer suggests the layered earth might resemble a burial ritual, with layers of clay covering an ancient corpse. They wonder whether the stratum they're examining is the result of that burial. In the present, the team is still trying to make sense of the find while a sudden storm hits. It starts raining very heavily, and the excavation site is suddenly flooded, forcing everyone to halt work. Then it jumps to 2017, as two sisters named Narumi and Riemi are traveling to their father's 13th death anniversary memorial service. Their mother joins the car ride, and they reminisce about Riemi being a child actress who suddenly stopped acting. The mother's constant harping on the younger daughter irks the older one. A sudden crash, and cut to black. Narumi finds herself in a hospital room, seemingly unscathed, and her mother keeps mentioning that Riemi is okay as well. It seems Riemi has been subjected to some medical experiment, but then she is released to the care of Narumi and her mother. Her mother tries to hide the disturbing details of the past from her daughters, but fails. She tells them that their father's dig unearthed the ancient remains, and that she had had a vision of these layered faces, which she suspects may be related to Riemi's medical condition. Narumi is adamant on not sharing what she experiences, but all the while, it's shown that Riemi's health is worsening, with a very graphic crack forming over one eye, looking like it was a physical opening in her face. The mother reveals that because the father touched the forbidden dig site, the horrors she had envisioned were passed on to the girls. Riemi screams of being trapped, and Narumi tries to help, but her mother then appears more distraught. Her face starts to crack like Riemi's, and she tells the younger daughter that this is because she was bad. Then everything goes dark, and Narumi finds her mother has apparently split her head open to peel her face off, seemingly revealing an eyeless face underneath. The mother then grabs the now fully exposed face and screams, showing it to the other two. Narumi wakes up to a terrible sight. Both women, Riemi and her mother, now seem to be sharing the same grotesque and terrifying characteristics. The mother is removing Riemi's face, but Riemi can also feel the horror, crying for help. Narumi pleads with them, then runs away, but suddenly we're shown a hand on the door with all the skin seemingly peeled from it, then what looks like a body part with a single eye, then what looks like a gaping mouth. Then, the main story picks up where before, when the dig crew and the professor had just discovered the child's skull. Sawyer's research team analyzes the stratum further to learn the source of this mystery, and soon it's revealed that the earth is layered with hundreds of human remains who were used to create the mass-graved structure. This is also where the mother's vision from before is seemingly being tied in. A long, serpentine fish, covered in human faces and eyes, comes out of the water. The bodies then start flailing on the sand. Later, in a scene back to Riemi and Narumi, they sit and talk about how they just want to stop being sick, and Narumi pleads with her mother that she, in fact, is not a bad kid, which the mother dismisses outright. As she does, the mother starts to cry, saying she was never there for Riemi, and that the little actress would often ask for a hug, and Riemi, in an act of her own compassion, tells her mom to please stop being so emotional. Narumi states she just wants to be normal, to which her mother yells at her saying that she'll never be like that. They are interrupted by a vision of the mass grave, now full of screaming faces. They get in the car, and after talking for a little, Narumi notices a vehicle speeding behind them, and before she can react, they get into a huge collision, which then cuts to a scene where the mother is shown to be holding the baby's skull in a trance. Narumi and her mother begin talking to each other, and her mother mentions the layers and the skull she found, hinting that it was part of a large skin burial as they begin to layer the skull with faces. This is all interspersed with disturbing scenes of the women's faces, which leads to a close-up on Riemi's face, which is shown to have layers of skin over the eye opening. Narumi then asks what exactly is the meaning of all this, and the mother says that she must know, because they all know, that she must know they are going to put them all back. In the very last moment, we see all the bodies and faces again being layered into the serpentine fish, which then swims away in the ocean, leaving the entire beach covered in blood. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.